The friend QD wanted to comfort him, but unexpectedly, it was this familiar sentence that instantly made Ethan feel creepy. He immediately took out the smart assistant he picked up and played back the last recording. Unexpectedly, the words spoken by the murderer in the recording were exactly the same as Jude's voice just now. Hearing the last gunshot, Jude subconsciously took out his pistol. Both of them were confused, but at the same time the atmosphere began to become subtle. Just when Jude stared at Ethan with the same eyes and prepared for the next move, the system prompt sound suddenly sounded with 2 hours left before the hug. Jude pulled Ethan to the maintenance room without saying a word. The top priority at this time is to repair the time machine as soon as possible. With the cooperation of the two, the damaged core energy was successfully repaired, and the laboratory that restored the palace was restored to normal again. QD, who thought he had escaped from death, finally breathed a sigh of relief. But Ethan was still as pale as death, because his body that was shot was still lying quietly in the same place. This means that the ending has never changed. The whole thing looks so weird. Every step taken before is like a script that has been written. Today, 400 years later, it has become an established fact. Only broken arms and ruins are left in the city. Human beings have long been extinct. What is the point of continuing to struggle? A strong sense of powerlessness overwhelmed Ethan's radical collapse. But he was unwilling to give up. In order to figure it all out, Ethan came to the computer to continue to check the playback screen that had not been played before, but unexpectedly discovered an astonishing truth. Ethan learned from the virtual image left by his father that his sudden disappearance was not an accident, but was persecuted by a black-hearted boss. It turned out that the reason why his father invented the time machine was to find an antidote and save all mankind. But the boss planned to take a few senior executives directly to the future to establish a new secretary. As for those insignificant ordinary people, they would be left behind and left to fend for themselves. The two sides had serious disagreements, and Ethan's father, who strongly opposed it, was brutally killed, but the boss had no way out. His father had locked the system long ago, and only Ethan's DNA could open it. The purpose of the boss sending QIUD to approach Ethan is to ensure that he can shoot the portal after growing up smoothly, and then kill him before the plan is exposed. The truth surfaced, and the scene of history was repeated again. QIUD pressed Ethan against the wall, took out a pistol and aimed at his head, but at the last moment, QIUD still couldn't kill him. He knew that he might be the key to helping Ethan break the deadlock, otherwise the history of human extinction would repeat itself. After this gunshot, history was rewritten. At this time, there were less than 4 minutes left before the portal opened. Ethan came back to the computer and sent a message to his father more than 400 years ago to transmit himself. At the same time, in the experimental base 400 years ago, led by the boss of the oxygen company, a group of human executives and their families were queuing in front of the light minus collecting machine, ready to go to the future to start a new life. But just as the boss was about to take people in, he suddenly moved to a dazzling flash of light. It was not Ethan who came back today, but hundreds of extinct plants. There was also a video of the boss's evidence of killing Ethan's father. What awaited him would be the trial of the law.